like to bring up Billy McClennan from Gorgias. He's going to close us off for the eSummit. And yeah, it's as I mentioned before, we have lots of great content. We will be recording most of all these sessions along with other on-demand content from our silver sponsors. So just be on the lookout for an email or even some more content to be available for you guys. So in terms of for Billy, so he manages the strategic partnerships for Gorgias on the West Coast and Asia Pacific regions. Prior to joining Gorgias, he helped scale Human, an MIT-founded direct-to-consumer brand, scaling the company's revenue by 30% month over month. He loves helping brands that design great e-commerce experiences, scale their digital advertising, set up logistics operations, and build strategic partnerships with international distributors. And today he's going to be talking about conversational commerce tactics from direct-to-consumer brands to increase customer lifetime value. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Billy and look forward to listening to his speak.
Yeah, well, appreciate being here. I know I'm the last talk. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of great content throughout the day. So yeah, I'll try to make this really exciting. Essentially what we're going to talk about, I'm going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to focus a lot on customer support and customer experience, specifically around the holidays, just because we're 2.5 weeks away from Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then Christmas. So yeah, so again, Tim already gave an introduction, so I think I'm going to skip this, but yeah, I manage our partnerships team for APAC and also the West Coast. And then just before I begin, so you guys can see where I'm coming from, just to give you a little bit of insights about Gorgias. So Gorgias is a help desk solution specific for e-commerce. So what that means is we bring in all of the communication channels that a brand is communicating with their customers online. So of course, things like email, phone, and live chat, but then for D2C, more transactional channels like SMS, Facebook Messenger, your ad comments, organic comments, things like that. And then we fully integrate with your e-commerce platform. So that can be Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce, things like that, so that we have all of that data in one place. And then your agents just, they have access to everything they need to really streamline those communication processes, automate a lot of it, and just provide a better customer experience. And yeah, we work with close to 4,500 merchants now of all sizes, from a startup where the founders are answering their customer support to brands like Steve Madden that have 100 plus customer support agents on their team. And yeah, so let's jump into it. So I'm just looking at some data from 2019 Q4, and basically what we saw is about a 2x increase in support volume, starting about the beginning of December, ending around the Christmas holidays. So yeah, so basically like kind of forecasting what we might expect this year. But yeah, you typically see an increase in customer support volume this time of year. Obviously, with more orders comes more customer support. And then if we look at more recent data, so we look into the start of the pandemic, skipping that little dip for a couple of weeks in March, there was about a 2.5x increase in order volume across the brands that we're working with. So obviously everybody kind of jumped to purchasing online. And the promising thing for those of you who are excelling in D2C or shifting to DC is that growth basically plateaued at a higher level than what order volume was prior to the pandemic. So yeah, we've jumped like 10 years ahead in terms of shopping online and the market share of retail that has. And so because of basically because of Q4 and because of everybody shopping online now, we decided to do a little bit of a study to kind of identify, okay, what are the types of questions that consumers are asking. And so interestingly enough, basically half, 50% of tickets are typically order related. So when I say order related, that could be your order status, how can I return, how can I exchange, a lot of those post-purchase customer support related questions. And then also shipping delays. So of course, during the pandemic, there was a lot of citations for COVID-19, causing shipping delays. So you're gonna get a lot of those as well. And you'll see, I think a lot of brands online are basically setting expectations of, they're basically setting earlier dates for, you have to order by this date to, receive by Christmas. And so what does this mean for your support team? It means, of course, on the left side, this is ticket volume again. So it means basically that 2x increase that I'm talking about in support volume. But the right side here, these are the number of active agents using Gorgias to manage their customer support. And you can see that brands aren't 2xing their staff. So this means that agents are going from maybe 40 to 50 tickets per day, all the way up to 100 tickets per day during peak season. And so there's, I guess, a couple of options here. You might be thinking, okay, well, like, we need to hire, 2x the staff to be able to manage this kind of increased workload. But the kind of good thing about what I said with the repetitiveness of customer support is you can definitely take a look at your, how efficient your team is and see if there's room to kind of optimize those processes before you necessarily need to hire more staff for the season. Now, you might get to a point where you are very efficient and inevitably, like because of that, 2x increase, you might have to hire a few extra staff, but ideally it's not 2x. You can see here, like, this is about a 20 to 25% increase in active users to manage a 2x increase. So the first half of what I'm going to share with you guys are just some tactics that anybody can take, not just Gorgias customers, in terms of improving efficiency. So, how to handle more of that volume without necessarily hiring, and also kind of how to forecast. How can you project how much support you're going to get so that you're actually prepared? Because if you're not prepared and customers are, they're waiting for long response times and things like that, it's going to create a bad experience for them. So yeah, so just on the first half is going to be how to prepare, and then the second half, I'm actually going to talk about a more sales-driven approach. So one of the benefits of customer support is you're talking with more customers. And so if you're talking with more customers, or people are asking pre-purchase questions about gifting and things like that, there's more opportunity to actually drive sales. In certain cases, you can increase the conversion rate on your website significantly when you're actually communicating with customers versus them shopping alone on their website. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and kind of how to do that on the different channels that a lot of e-commerce brands are talking with customers on. Yeah, so the first one is basically templated responses. We call them macros in our platform. So if you have another help desk, you should have some sort of template or some sort of macro. I would say that you should have a macro for every single repetitive question. If someone asks the same thing and it's happening more than once, you should have a templated response because you can click that response once and you can send it. If you don't have a help desk and you're just starting out, use like a Google Doc, or if you're using like a project management tool like Notion or something like that, have all of these templated responses ready to go. That's so that your support team can copy and paste them. This example here is we're basically connecting with their e-commerce platform. So in this case, it's Shopify. So this is somebody reaching out saying, hey, can I get an update on my order? Which, can be like 10% of tickets for a lot of brands. And because we're integrated, we're actually automatically pulling that order information, tracking information in, so they don't need to copy and paste that as well. And then the second point here, and I'll get into this during the second half as well, is instead of just answering a customer support question, you can start thinking about, okay, how can I create a call to action on this request as well? So one, you can use the macro to get them their answer really quick. But the second part of this macro you can see here is we're actually embedding their loyalty points. So in this case, it's with Smile, but if you have loyalty points, we're saying, hey, did you know that you have 230 points available in your account? Don't forget to redeem them here. So now you're giving them their support information very quickly, but you're also creating a call to action back to your website to hopefully get them to purchase again with you. So it's not just answering a support ticket. It's potentially working towards converting them into a second sale. And then automations, I think if you have the ability to use automations to really streamline your flows, you should definitely look into that. This one is an example of auto replying. So basically, won't get into the weeds here, but if somebody's reaching out about order status, detecting that and automatically giving them that information. So now you're mitigating the need for your agent to even respond to that ticket. So if during the holidays, that's 5% of your tickets, that's 5% less tickets that your agents have to be able to handle. And then this is really focused around data. And as every part of your business, data is extremely important for customer support as well. So this would be using some sort of tagging system so that when a ticket comes in, if you can automatically tag it with the type of ticket it is, your agents already have a little bit of information before they even click in it. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, you can track over time very quickly, issues or things that are happening within your business, not only just customer support. So like, let's say you've launched a new product for the holidays, and then all of a sudden you're getting 15% more tickets coming in about a damaged product, and you nail that down to be that new product that you launched. You can then go to your manufacturer and say, okay, like what's happening? This product's getting damaged. Is it shipping? Is it, is the product just defective? Things like that. So very quickly, you can identify things that can have significant impact on your business if you can track the types of questions that you're getting. And then finally, just another tip when it comes to customer support is it's not just your support team. It should really be collaborative. Almost every team in your company should have a hand in customer support. Your customers are the people that are driving your business, and so everybody should be working with them. So basically, in this example, your support team should be in the same place that your sales team, that your social team is. So like, if someone reaches out via a comment or Facebook Messenger and they email at the same time, it's all in one place. You don't have two different agents saying potentially two different things on two different channels. You can kind of bring everything in the same place. And then, in normal times, if you're still doing retail, having your order and your sales teams in your help desk, so that when people are reaching out about these wholesale inquiries, you can automatically route those tickets to the right team. So there's less handoffs. And then finally, you might look at your numbers and say, okay, hey, like we need some staffing, but how do you know, like if your team's operating as well as they can be? The first place I would look at is historical data. So look back at last year through your e-commerce platform and look at look at how many orders you got over maybe Q4, and then look at how much support volume, if you have that data, you got over Q4, and then you can basically get your ticket to order ratio. So you can say, okay, for every 5 orders, I get 1 ticket. And then based on your projections this year for the number of orders you're going to get, you can say, okay, I know that I'm probably going to get this many tickets. My agents are right now handling this many tickets a day. So, I'm 2 agents short. Or you could say, okay, like my agents are basically handling like 60 tickets a day. How can I bump up their productivity to 80 tickets a day? And I'd say it really depends on the business and how you interact with your customers. But I'd say like something that's pretty healthy is 80 tickets a day. Like you can definitely get up to 100 tickets a day, but it really depends on the kind of questions. So yeah, start with, identifying ways to optimize and streamline those processes. And then second, look at, there's lots of great outsourcing companies that you can hire, 2-3 agents for the holiday season if you're very seasonal. And then, yeah, so just like that first slide I showed you with the loyalty points, embedding that stuff into your responses, just going to focus on driving revenue and basically give you some data on how important your support team is with regards to the success of your business during the holidays. So what we see is that the conversion rate on more transactional channels like live chat or SMS, if you respond within less than 10 minutes to pre-sale chat, so someone reaching out, they haven't purchased, let's say within the previous month, if you respond within less than 10 minutes, we see on average a conversion rate, so into a customer, about 28%. So 10 minutes is not that fast. Like obviously there's brands that have like 24/7 live chat, but we see 28% on average within less than 10 minutes. Which is, of course, that's much higher than your website alone. Like e-commerce websites aren't converting at 28%. Most of the time it's a couple of percent. So yeah, just to show you the impact that can have on your business. This is a real example of a brand last year on one day, December 2019. And you can see here, 500 pre-sale tickets almost, they converted 47% of them. And they generated $23,000 in sales from pre-sale inquiries. So and then you can look here, the first response time is 2 minutes. So there's a direct correlation with response time and conversion rate. If you're on a live chat or SMS, those are conversational channels where people are expecting responses pretty quickly. So if you can get to them as fast as possible, the likelihood of converting them into a customer is going to be much higher. And the same goes, realistically, the same goes for most channels, even email. If someone reaches out with a pre-sale question on email, if you can get to that pretty quickly as well, the likelihood of them purchasing is higher than if you have to wait like 24 hours or 12 hours, because they might find they might find the answer somewhere else with another competitor. And then, yeah, so this one's very intuitive. I'm going to talk about a few channels. It's definitely not inclusive of every single channel out there. I think just some of the most common ones, but yeah, of course, like try to open up as many channels to interact with your customers as possible. Keeping in mind that each channel, consumers interact differently with each channel. It's different types of consumers, different age ranges, demographics, things like that. So you want to be able to keep personal, and you want to be able to keep, have the ability to handle these different channels that you're opening up as well. And so always start with live chat, because I think a lot of people, that are listening might have live chat on their website. If you don't, I think you should definitely consider it, especially at least for the holidays. The point that I want to focus on here is you'll see a lot of brands with live chat on their website, and it's just there's a little bubble in the bottom right or left hand corner, and you click on it, and it's either a contact form or a hey, let us know if you need anything. But you can, and then if you go from the home page to a product page or the cart page, the same live chat is there. But you can use live chat differently on different parts of your website, and more than ever to try to kind of mimic the in-store experience. So basically proactively targeting people with relevant information. So when someone walks into a store, brick and mortar, you usually have a sales associate greeting them, letting them know of company-wide sales, just anything, a soft welcome. You can do the same thing on your homepage. So basically have a chat that pops up that says, hey, let us know if you need anything, or hey, we have a site-wide sale for the holidays, things like that. But once they, go back to in-store, once they're shopping and they're actually looking at products, they might have questions about it. You're helping them try things on, whatever, depending on the product you have. It's going to be a different, your sales associate is going to react differently than when they first walk into the store. And so with your live chat, you should do the same thing. So if you're on a product page with a pair of shoes, for example, if there's something really compelling about those shoes, how they're made, whether it's be sustainable, or organic materials, things like that, or even if sizing. So let's say your sizing is a bit unique compared to what they're used to. If you can proactively say, hey, just so you know, like you should shop half a size up, what that does almost immediately is it reduces the number of returns and exchanges that you're going to have overnight, because now people are going to be shopping and getting the correct size. Whereas if that's not obvious on your product page, or you're not proactively letting people know that, then you might be costing yourself some money and some returns down the road. And then on the cart page, when someone's checking out in store, I think I got a poll here. When someone's checking out in store, that's when you're opting them in for loyalty, capturing their email, things like that. So with live chat, creating urgency. So with live chat, you can do the same thing. When they're on the cart page, if they're stuck there, you can say, okay, if they're on our cart page for 10 seconds, like automatically target them with free shipping or an extra discount code, something like that, to help them through that buying journey. And then Facebook Messenger. So this channel, I think a lot of brands mainly use it as a support channel. There are some sales tactics and some tools that you can use out there to focus on sales. This example right here is I like to show because this brand is really engaging their merchant, their consumers, their prospects. Basically saying, hey, like chat with us when you're shopping, like we want to help you so that they can help convert the sale because the conversion rate's higher. So click the Messenger Facebook ad, get the Facebook Messenger incentive of a discount code. Once they click on the discount code, you can see here this live chat, what I was telling you about, it's going to pop up and say, hey, let us know if you have any questions. So they're basically saying on Facebook Messenger, chat with us, get a discount code, and then on the website, hey, chat with us again. So that's just a unique way to kind of train your consumers to chat with you if you have the bandwidth, because your customer support agents know your products very well and they know how to help sell them as well. And then again, get your offers out everywhere you possibly can, not just on your Facebook ads or email flows. So again, coming into customer support, if someone's reaching out to you, every single ticket that you get when you talk to a customer, in the signature of your support agent, you should have your sale that you're going on, a discount code. You could even go as far as having a unique discount code per agent, so you could track the success of each agent, not only on their customer support metrics, but on if they're selling. And then when it comes to comment moderation too, make sure that you have something in place to get to comments just as fast, almost just as fast as you can with things like live chat and SMS, because I see lots of great comments on threads and no responses. People asking, do you ship here? Can I get a discount code? Do you have this color? And if you don't get to those quickly and effectively, but they're going to leave, they're not going to see your ad again, or they might have purchased at another point. And I know, like, if you have, 20, 30 ads running, it's hard to go one by one through them. So there's tools out there, but try to think of comments as, there's priority comments. There's comments that are just, people tagging their friends that might not need a response, but there's social leads. So people asking pre-purchase questions on your comments. There's negative comments. Those hurt the performance of your comments. I'd recommend identifying those and addressing them publicly as fast as possible, not necessarily hiding them. The engagement is still good for Facebook's algorithm. And then social questions. So people are asking, especially more than ever, customer support questions on your ads. They might say, hey, I purchased a month ago, it still hasn't arrived. You need to take care of those people as well. They're the people that have already purchased from you. And then finally, SMS. And I don't know if I have the ability to do a poll, but Tim, if you want to add a poll, I'd be curious to know who's actually using SMS. It seems a lot of brands have gotten into it this year. There's a lot of money that has been raised by some of the SMS platforms. Attentive has raised a lot of money. PostScript has raised a little bit of money. Yotpo acquired an SMS company, and Klaviyo is now getting into SMS. So the reason for that is because it's a very ROI-driven channel, and it's very transactional. So it's obviously very similar to email, where you're sending out campaigns. A little bit more compliance, so you got to be a little bit more careful not to spam your list, because it is pretty personal. But you can see here, like, when you send out a campaign, people are replying back with things like, hey, can you send me a link with, in this case, both the bracelet and earrings. So it's very transactional. People are going to purchase directly from these. And so I'd recommend getting on SMS, or at least starting to build your number list. So if you're considering it, and then connecting it with your support team, for that response time factor. We said like 28% conversion rate, less than 10 minutes. So if someone's reaching out to you asking about purchasing, like, if you can respond to them, instantly, essentially, or as fast as you can, the likelihood of converting them is going to be much higher. And then finally, this one is kind of an upsell example. So this is a brand who's combining a few features. So they're using, again, those templated responses. And you can see there's like 7 or 8 upsell templated responses. And so in this example, someone's reaching out and they said, hey, I received my product, it was damaged. And then they're using a template. So this is very quick. It's one click. They don't even have to think about it. And they're saying, oh, hey, sorry to see that. Like, send us a photo of the damaged product. Here's how we can exchange it or return it for you. And just so you know, we can actually give you a discount on some additional product, or the premium version of the product. And then basically the customer is saying, hey, here's the broken one, I'd like to upgrade. So now they're turning, a return or exchange into an upgrade. So they've just upsold that customer. And then finally, just summarizing, I've said it a lot, but I think conversion rate on chat, if you're using live chat, is going to be a useful metric, especially for the holidays. First response time is probably one of the most important when it comes to, conversational commerce and transactions. And then just like other things you can do that we chatted about, if you can look at the success of individual support agents, who's converting at the highest, who's selling what, breaking down their tickets to see how, why they're doing such a good job. You can use that to train the rest of your team. And yeah, that sums up my talk. If anybody wants to talk offline, of course, my email, it's very easy. It's just billy@gorgias.com. Be happy to chat with you guys about your customer support setup, do an audit of your current setup, see if we can help you guys kind of optimize for, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And that's it for me, Tim.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Billy.
Absolutely.
Some great strategies, even for as Black Friday, Cyber Monday is coming up too. So yeah, lots of great stuff here. And really the key is automation, right? It's going to be especially a lot of tickets come in. Just got to make sure that these are kind of running on autopilot. So, but Billy, thank you so much. We love partnering with Gorgias. You guys have been very supportive for all of our events, and just looking forward to many more events in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. I look forward to being a part of the next one.
Yeah. All right, Billy, thank you so much. And that is it. We are concluding our eSummit. And again, I just want to thank all the sponsors, BigCommerce, as our platinum sponsors. Gorgias, Avalara, and APS Payments as our gold sponsors, and Dot Digital, Punch Out to Go, ShipStation, Metacake, and DCKAP Chloris as our silver sponsors. But yeah, that's it. That's all that we have for today. Looking forward to the next one. We do have events on a monthly basis, smaller ones called e-sessions, so specific case study examples for B2B and distributors. If you want to even have us analyze your company and do a case study, do let us know. We would love to showcase and highlight your company. And then we should have another eSummit in April. We do 2 big ones every year, and we're glad that for all you guys to join us for this one, and we look forward to the next one. But that's it. That's all that we have for now, and we look forward to another great event. You guys stay safe out there. We'll see you soon.